Okay. And there it is. Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. All right, everybody. Hope y'all are off to a magnificent Monday morning here. Nope. Rewind it. Hope your Saturday is off to a magnificent start. Not Monday. Let's not speed through the weekend here, folks. Let's take some time to enjoy it. So, LSU baseball opened up practice yesterday. So the formal beginning to the 2023 campaign for Jay Johnson and the Fighting Tigers as preseason #1 team in the country. So they begin their work 3 weeks from yesterday. Tigers will be on the diamond out there at the box, and excited about watching this team get going. Tons of anticipation. We've seen a lot of teams ranked highly in the preseason before at LSU, but this one just hits a little different because of the way that it's constructed with transfers and all the players coming in that we know. It's not just, you were a good team and you return a whole bunch, and so you're expected to take the next step. It's you return the best player in college baseball, a couple of other really good veteran pieces, and you added the best transfer class ever. So let's see. LSU basketball today against Texas Tech. Let me see the line on this game today. LSU might be a slight home dog. Texas Tech has lost 8 in a row. They're struggling just like LSU is. Playing in a good league, and they've played a really tough schedule. They played 8 league games, 6 of their 8 against ranked opponents. Sound familiar? Texas Tech, a 2.5-point favorite against LSU. So, defensively very similar. Both teams allow 67 points a game, but Texas Tech averages about 8 more points per game than LSU. So Tech's on an 8-game losing streak. LSU's on a 7-game losing streak. So something's got to give today at the Maravich Center. And here's hoping that LSU at home can find a way to scratch out this win because, man, they need it. Like we talked about, you look at what's ahead for LSU. It's going to be a hot minute before you're really favored to win a game. So I'd say you can't win a game. Upsets happen, and you could get hot one day from the outside. A lot of shots fall. I think I referenced during the COVID year when when the postseason was canceled. LSU went and played Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt was on something like a 26, 28 game SEC losing streak. And they snapped that losing streak against ranked LSU teams. They scored 99 points. They just, everything they put up in the air went in the hoop. So sometimes those days happen and may happen for LSU eventually, but I don't think you don't bank on that. So today's one that you can get, so go get it. Pell's on the floor tonight as well. So LSU basketball at 1, Pell's tonight at 7. So busy day, man. Busy day. All right, let's say some good mornings, see what y'all got. You know the drill. Truax, what's up? Kelly Gross, Kurt Taylor, hey Dad, good morning. Ian Marchand, finally some light to the LSU sports world. Yeah, baseball. Well, look, the women's basketball team as well. You can't minimize that, man. They have been incredible. They're top 5 in the country, undefeated, and Monday they take on Tennessee at the Maravich Center, asking for a sellout and a whiteout, and should be a great atmosphere for that one. So, Kirk Taylor, 3 weeks until the Road Dome all begins. It's going to be a wild ride. Schedule's no joke. True. I love what Jay Johnson said yesterday. We're talking about handling the expectations. Said, like a firefighter, you can't be timid. You just got to run in. So you just run into it, man. Run into the schedule. Go. I'll do it. Scott Barnes, Ryan Amanda Guidry, good morning. Robert Taylor, Donald Amy, Zandel Moore, Bart St. Germain, Rick Hess, Caleb, Larry Garner, good morning. Bubba Tatum. Dang, it's going. I was scrambling for my calendar. I'm sorry. Yes, no, it's not It's not Monday. You're not late for work. Randall Alfrecht. Morning, Matt. Would you take LSU baseball on the field this season? So, Randall, was it you who asked Terrio that yesterday? Somebody asked Terrio during Ask Ryan, LSU of the field. I would take the field. And that's not to say that LSU isn't deserving of being the favorite. They are. But so many things can happen. Like we've talked about every year around tournament time, LSU or the NCAA went to the super regional format back in 1999. Only one time in this format has the number one overall seed won the national championship, and that was Miami back in 1999, the first year of the format. So, the point being, it's really hard to win this tournament. Really hard. So if you're going to give me one team or the field, even if it's the best team, I'm going to take the field because last year Tennessee was the best team, and they didn't even make it to Omaha. So, if I had to bet, right, you should take all of your money, I would take the field. Now, LSU deserves to be the favorite, and it would not surprise me one lick if they win the national championship this year. Trivia Carter, Merrick Mathern, Raymond, what's going on? Jesse Brown, morning, Matt. Thoughts on Ryan Nielsen head to the Falcons? Yeah, I don't want it to sound like sour grapes. For those that didn't hear, Ryan Nielsen, one of the Saints code DCs, he's headed to Atlanta to be their defensive coordinator. And I don't want it to sound like a sour grapes, like, oh, you're minimizing it because he's leaving. Ryan Nielsen, I think, is a very good coach, and I think will do very well. But specifically for how it impacts the Saints, I mean, Dennis Allen's calling defense anyway. Dennis Allen is your defensive coordinator. Nielsen and Chris Richard were your co-DCs in name only. I mean, they weren't. That Dennis Allen's running the show on that side of the ball. So it'd been no different than if when Sean Payton was the coach, Pete Carmichael had left. Especially now we've seen. I mean, it was Peyton, running things on that side of the ball. So, I mean, I guess it stinks he's going to Atlanta. Could make them better, but as far as how it impacts the Saints defense, I think they're fine. Lance Richard, morning, Matt. So if I'm hearing you correctly, this will be pretty much an unwatchable basketball game. Kind of like every game LSU's played in conference play so far. They've all been pretty unwatchable. I mean, you've got to be a pretty die-hard kind of fan to be locked in LSU basketball right now. The men's team, of course. Strong side, good morning, Scone. Listen to Johnson's Media Day press conference, fired up about the season. Yeah. So he told you a lot of kind of the things that we've been talking about here. You'll see a 4-man rotation at second base. Jack Merrifield, Ben Napolt, Gavin Guidry, Gavin Dugas. Paul Skeens is your Friday night guy. He made that 1,000% clear. Said not sure yet on a closer, and he mentioned half a dozen guys. And it may be something that's situational as you go through the year, but I think they would really like for Grant Taylor to emerge in that role. To have that big dude back there, you can hand the ball and say, here, go throw 100. Give me 6 outs. Give me 3 outs. I think that's ideal. And in catcher, Milazzo, Neal, Jones. And he mentioned Ethan Frey as well, another freshman, big 6'3", 215-pound kid. Big team, man. They got some dudes on this team. TC, potential to be the best team ever in college baseball or the best in LSU history. Obviously, still got to go out and play. Was having that conversation with a friend yesterday who's a Tulane guy. Well, you're having a couple of different conversations here, TC. So, there are objective metrics like winning the most games or winning the most SEC games, or then it's who has the most draft picks or first round picks. So there's a lot of different ways you can measure things, right? Like I think whenever we have that conversation around LSU, okay, like which was the best LSU team, most people say 97, right? Because they were dominant, gorilla ball, 188 home runs, all that. When you look at it, as far as the talent on that team, wasn't even close. Uh, uh, 2000 and 2009 by far produced the most big league talent. And when you look at 2000, you had Brad Hawk, Fontenot, Terrio, Jorgensen, Talent, Human. I know I'm forgetting other people, but you had a bunch of major league talent on 2000. That team was loaded. Skip's last championship team. And then 09, you had LeMahieu. He's worked out okay. Ryan Schimpf, who made it to the bigs. Austin Nola. Mikey Matuk. Jared Mitchell, who was a first rounder, and injuries kind of derailed his career. Renato. Those two teams were 2000, 2009 were loaded with major league talent, and there have been other teams that had a lot of talent that went on to play in the majors that didn't win the championship. But I think that's where we start. It's like, okay, well, let's look at the championship teams first. But like 2013, 2015 were loaded. You go back to some of Skip's teams in the 80s that were loaded. 91. So I'm going down a rabbit hole. I don't think you'll care about this, but I'm going down a rabbit hole now, just all the names bouncing on my head. So the question that TC asked, best team in LSU history, college baseball history, like to say the best team in college baseball history, you have to have a much broader conversation. First, you have to win the national championship. But if you're talking about just the most talent on a field, like I think we will look back at this team and go, yeah, that probably was the most big league talent that LSU had. Like just Cruz, Skeens, White. Just them right there, you're talking about first rounders. Terrio said yesterday, believes Jordan Thompson will play in the majors. I believe you have at least two catchers that are going to play in the major leagues. We'll see about Trey Morgan. He's obviously interesting because he's not going to play first and he doesn't really hit for power. So, will he be able to transition to the outfield at the next level and add a little pop? Anyway, Pearson's got a shot. Kling's got a shot. All the freshmen coming in have a shot for sure. Anyway. So it may be. Maybe. The best team was not 96. Someone just posted the best team was 96. Now, if you're talking, well, let me see. Let me finish the comment. It was Brad Warner. So best team was 96. Oh yeah. So you're saying best team, not 96 got off to a great start. I think they won like their first 16 games or something like that. And that's true. Yeah. I mean, they were a good team, and obviously, when Warren came back, that was massive. They were also veteran. People forget 96 was a very veteran team, and they lost a lot of those guys for 97. And for 97 to come back and win it was really impressive. Because 96 was very veteran. Anyway, okay, that was a fun convo, but we went a little down a rabbit hole there. Let's see. Jonathan Martin. Morning, Scone. This basketball team is missing the point guard they had in recent years that could control the game offensively, like Pinson, Smart, Waters. I think that's very valid. I mean, I thought Juice Hill would come in and do that, and hadn't really worked out. Joey Metke, Slattery, McCollum, good morning. H-Town Creole, D. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Wendell Norman, Von Bluesman, more Matt, and everyone. Matt, any word on the highly talked about defensive player LSU is hoping to sign? I think you're probably talking about Nicholas Harbor. I don't know where he's like crystal balled to go. Let's see. He's an edge player. Like some people have been talking about him playing. I heard I do around the SEC every day, and the South Carolina people sure seem to think he's going there. 5-star, number 15 overall. Here it is, number 1 athlete in the country. But some people have him like projected as a tight end. So they're crystal balling him to South Carolina, Maryland, Michigan, Oregon, Alabama. If that's who you're talking about, I would assume that's who you're talking about. All right, YouTube, smash that like button if you would, please. Facebook, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all for being here as always. Quentin Breakbill, Jim Arsenault, Kenneth Kyle. I think basketball ends the streak today. I hope so, Kenneth. They're a home underdog. I know Texas Tech has really struggled as well, but it's similar to LSU. But Texas, where they played a really good schedule, they're just the worst team in a really good league, and they've lost 8 straight, 6 against ranked opponents. The tough part about it is Texas Tech is a good defensive team. They're a good defensive team, and they can score a little bit. And LSU is not good offensively. So I hope so, man. I want this team to taste a win badly. But you're taking on a Texas Tech team that's in a very similar situation as you. Kirk Taylor, Hudkill party for the Tennessee series. Going to need new roofs after all the home runs at LSU. We might be able to put something together. Hey, I want y'all to mark this down. So for the Friday of the opening game of the season, so 3 weeks from yesterday, we will be, I'll be watching the LSU baseball opener at Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel. Renaissance is a new sponsor of AFR. Renaissance and the Watermark downtown, same management group. But Renaissance has a great restaurant in the hotel. It's called Tallulah. It's casual upscale, but they're going to do a pared down menu for us. They're going to bring in some local craft beer, craft breweries. It'll be an indoor-outdoor thing. They're going to bring in a big screen. So going to get a lot of people over to Renaissance to see Tallulah because, man, it's a great. First of all, food's fantastic. I didn't realize what it was there. You just assume restaurant and hotel. You think hotel, restaurant, bar, food, whatever. No. It's like they call it casual upscale. And the bar is fantastic, good whiskey selection, local craft beer, good vibe. And then there's this indoor-outdoor space that flows from the bar to this outdoor terrace, which is ground level, but they have this big water feature with these fire pots in it and stools and tables, and it's right next to the pool. Anyway, it's pretty fine. So we're going to be there. If you're not doing anything for the LSU baseball opener, make plans to watch it with us over at Tallulah inside the Renaissance. Let's see. Blaine Smith, is LSU done recruiting high school kids for this class? Blaine, I don't want to say they're done, but I think they have the luxury right now of being really selective. I think their heavy lifting is done, but someone could always pop. Is there going to be more recruits falling through the cracks because of the portal? LSU could find a few if they choose to use spots on them. One thing to keep in mind, Blaine, that would have been the reality had they kept the hard cap in place, but they don't have the hard cap anymore. Meaning it used to be you could only sign 25 initials. Well, since they got rid of the hard cap, the fear was, hey, look, teams aren't going to sign high school players. They'll sign the best high school players, but the 3 stars, 2 stars, they're not going to get signed because people are going to, in turn, just go look at transfers. Because wouldn't you rather a guy that's a 3-year player at TCU instead of a 3-star that you're trying to develop over 3 years? This guy can help me now. Well, because they eliminated the hard cap, you could take both, right? So I don't. So I guess my point is saying I don't think you're going to see guys fall through the cracks. Jim Arsenault would love it if this team this year gets into the best team conversation. Jason Homer kicks of the day. Jason, I'm going to go with my my Blazer SBs. My mids. Blazer SB mids today. Brandon Tilley, good morning. How's E-Rock feeling? Much better. Yeah, thanks for asking. I think she's all better, man. So back to normal. Did I miss somebody's comment? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Maybe I did miss somebody. I'm sorry. I did. Nope, I didn't. Sorry. Joey Metke. Yeah, there we are. There we are. My bad. Brad Warner. Do the 3 pitcher injuries have a major effect on what's predicted for baseball? No, Brad, they don't. It's a little bit of a bummer. Some of those guys are really highly sought after. Jaden Newt. I think Appleby was the other one. Hang on. But they're highly touted guys. But LSU has so many arms, man. I know it sounds weird to say, but like what they have returning, what they got in the portal, and then this freshman class is just kind of ridiculous. So, let me see. It is Appleby. So it's Caleb Appleby, Jaden Newt, and Jason Bowman are the 3 that aren't going to pitch this year. So highly sought after dudes, but they got plenty of arms. I mean, it was just a big, obviously a necessity, and they went and loaded up the pitching staff this year. And then you've seen guys develop. I mean, guy like Garrett Edwards. I remember Garrett Edwards, who was a upper 80s, low 90s guy. He's still in mid 90s now. He's sitting mid 90s. So they've seen a lot of guys take a big step forward, and you added a ton of talent. So you never want to see lose those guys. But I mean, Appleby's one of those guys that was like, I mean, flatly, I was told he ain't coming to school, and so for them to get him here is pretty incredible. Raymond, Matt, all the players lost the portal. Who you missed the most from me? I think it's Tolan. Yeah, it's DeMario Tolan, for sure. You can make the case for Walker Howard because of the future potential, but Tolan was going to be a big part of your defensive rotation at inside backer. But, going to get Omar Spates from Oregon State sort of softens that blow for sure. Austin Kidder, what's up, man? Let's see, Matt, I made plans to see the baseball team play at Dell Diamond in Round Rock. It's beautiful AAA park right down the street from where I used to work. I'm excited. Yes, sir. That should be a really cool weekend series that they're going to go play in Round Rock. So I like them getting to do that. Go see another park, get away from the box. I was always told, when they built the box, the reason that they don't go play road series is because the $30 million stadium doesn't pay for itself when the lights are off, basically. So you got to have home games. So every time you leave to go play a road game, you're not making money on what could be a home game at the box. But competitively, I think it's very important to go experience. Think about going to play Minute Maid last year. LSU could have brought in. You could have brought in, fill in the blank state U for a 3-game series and beaten up on them, and you wouldn't have learned anything about your team. You went to Minute Maid and you really struggled. You learned, okay, it's going to be harder than maybe with those, a real reality check, right? So Cliff Nelson set a reminder on your phone to pour the whiskey flights for next week. Okay, I will get you your samples, but don't just put it right here because I'm using my phone to stream. So text me, and when I see the text, I'll set the reminder. But I'll bring it next Wednesday. I owe Cliff whiskey samples. A lot of them too. I've been telling him for like 3 weeks I'm going to bring them. I keep forgetting. Brad David, minus 2011. What was the best team under Miles not to win a championship? '06. Um, '06 with Jamarcus and, a team that had 4 first rounders: LaRon Landry, Dwayne Bowe, Buster Davis, Hester Keeland, Glenn Dorsey. That team. It was '06 was loaded. If there were an expanded playoff in '06, that team probably wins the national championship. Because remember, Ohio State and Michigan was the 1-versus-2 matchup. Ohio State won it. Went and played Florida in the national championship, and that was a 1-loss Florida team in '06 that beat Arkansas in the SEC championship, and that was Leak and freshman Tebow, and it blew the doors off of Ohio State that everybody thought was. Troy Smith won the Heisman. There was no great team that year, and I think LSU would have won the national championship had they had an expanded playoff then. But '06, and honestly, you could make a case for '16 as well. The year he got fired. People forget what you had on that team. That's why I always say with Ed, Ed didn't inherit a. People are like, oh, Ed, your coach got fired. You think you inherited a bad situation. The 2016 LSU team was disgusting. Your running backs were Leonard Fournette, Darius Geis, Darrell Williams. Your receivers were Malachi Dupree, DJ Chark, Russell Gage. How you doing? Foster Moreau was your tight end. Posick came back that year. Will Clapp came back that year. You had 5-star Maya Tehuma, who was awesome on the interior of that offensive line. You had Lockature, Davin Gottschall. 16 was your Arden Key was an All-American. Your corners were Tre'Davious White and Dante Jackson. You had Jamal Adams on that team as well with John Battle. 2016 was 2016 shouldn't have lost the game. They were disgusting. They were disgustingly talented. It was all a guy. So the 2015 team that started undefeated and lost, 3 in a row to end the season or 4 in a row, whatever it was. Let's see, lost to Bama, Arkansas, Ole Miss. And then beat A&M. That's right. So they lost 3. So they went 9-3. Well, I guess no 8-3 because remember that was the year that the McNeese game got canceled because of the Lightning. So 8-3. But 16 was disgusting as well. Let's see. Jordan Haddad, what's going on? Bo Riviere. We have 3 top 5 picks on this team. I guess you're thinking Tommy White. The power numbers could get him there if he keeps it up for 2 more years. And we'll see what the glove does, because the lack of a defensive position may limit him in that conversation. But we'll see. Let's see. Bo, I think Trey will stick on the roster because he can play everywhere. No, you got to. Okay, so remember there's 5 tools in baseball. You talk about like a 5-tool guy, right? So it's to hit for average, power, glove, arm, and speed. We know Trey can hit for average. He does not hit for power. He's got good speed. The arm is a question because we haven't had to see it. He had Tommy John in high school, and that's part of the reason why playing first you just didn't see, because you could put him in the outfield because he wasn't going to be able to make throws. I think the arm's okay, but I don't know. We haven't seen it. Then we know the glove is good. So he's definitely a 3-tool guy, maybe a 4-tool guy, depending on the arm. And we haven't seen, you say he could play anywhere. No, he can't, because he's left-handed, so he can't play on the left side of the infield. He can literally only play first base or the outfield. So, and he's not going to play first base at the next level. So he's going to have to learn to be a good outfielder and bring his bat with him every day. So I think it's a little trickier than a lot of LSU fans think with Trey Morgan at the next level. Oh, Lewis Coleman. How did I forget about Coleman? I forgot about Coleman on 09, of course. Yeah, the SEC Pitcher of the Year. D, how was dinner with Coach last night? So that was Thursday. But yeah, so we had dinner with Coach Maneri on Thursday. Back in the summer, I won an auction item at the Kelly's Closet event, and it was dinner with the Menaries at Mansur. So it was a great time. At a private room, there's 12 of us. It was Paul and Karen. It was Ron and Patsy Richmond, who they are they run Kelly's Closet, Kelly Richmond Foundation, and then there were 8 of us. So me, my dad, my Gramps, my brother, my godparents, and then my nephew Eli came with brother-in-law James. Erica was going to come, but she ended up having to stay home with Drew. So, and Eli was going to be our last spot. So Eli's dad took Erica's spot. So it was a great night. Paul Maneri's recall is incredible, man. His ability to recall names, dates, stories, situations, it's incredible. If you ever get a chance to talk to him, I mean, he's, you could just say, you could bring up any game, and he could go to any situation in that game, who was up, who was on, what was the count, who was pitching. He can just, his recall is incredible. Jordan Haddad getting Nick at this point would be an Eric Gilbert level of surprise. Nicholas Harbor, sure. George Reitmeyer, good morning. Joey Metke, Matt, it's been a while since I've been home to Louisiana, but for the LSU Tulane baseball game, is it still hosted at Zephyr Stadium? Are they playing? They didn't play for a while, and I'll tell you why they didn't play for a while. Paul Maneri did a thing where every year he would go play an in-state school at their park, and they rotated, right? They play 1 year at UNO, 1 year at Nichols, 1 year at Southeastern, 1 year at Southern, 1 year at Tech, and they would do that as a way to help baseball in the state, because whenever LSU comes, it's going to sell out, and it's a big revenue generator for those programs. And 1 year, LSU was playing at Tulane, and Tulane would not allow the game to be televised. They streamed the video and put it behind a paywall, so all the people that wanted to watch the game had to buy the Tulane. LSU was playing there, Tuesday, April 11th at Turchin. And it pissed off LSU. And they're like, we're not playing you anymore. So LSU went several years without playing Tulane because of that. But they are playing them there this year. But it's not at Zephyr, it's at Turchin on Tulane Stadium. Hey, babe. And the Shrine on Airline is set up for rugby now. I don't think it's set up for baseball anymore. Jesse Brown, Matt, like button smashed. If Peyton does not coach this season, ends up doing TV, I feel the odds increase he ends up back in NOLA for 2024. There's certainly a good chance of that if the Saints fall on their face again. Cliff, can you smoke cigars outside area of Tula? Yeah, it's an outdoor patio. Yeah, man. It's they call it the terrace, so it's a total outdoor space. There's no signs that say no smoking. Actually, you know what? I guarantee it, because we talked about doing an event with Don Juan out there as well. So yes, absolutely. Jake Matern, any chance of a companion show during baseball season? No, actually, there's no chance, because LSU put the kibosh on that. So for as long as I'm a guarantee employee, I can't do companion shows. We tried every way to get around it possible, but no. Bo Revere, so ready for the season. Wish we were in the Shriners Classic. I know the rule, they can't go back to back. That's a cool event too. We drank Minute Maid out of beer. Randall Offrecht, 2011 Saints should have won the Super Bowl. 2011 was a rough week with LSU losing to Bama and the Saints losing to the Niners within 5 days of each other. Yeah. Alex Barnes, Matt, what's the best place to get higher end bourbon in Baton Rouge? Well, I guess it depends what you're looking for, Alex. If you're looking for allocated stuff, you're just not going to find allocated stuff on the shelf, right? But if you're looking for selection, obviously we endorse Rouse's, and there's a great selection at Rouse's. Calandro's probably, I would say, has the biggest selection. But there's a lot of places where you can go, and find. It really depends what you're looking for, but. To your point about higher end bourbon, the tough part is like the things that you're probably talking about and looking for, you're just not going to find on the shelf. Allocated stuff doesn't make it to the shelf. Erica, Cliff Nelson said, good morning, E-Rock. Oh, she can't hear me. Cliff said, good morning. And he wants lemon cookies. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Let's see. Gulf South, pretty pathetic. The privileged university with a $2 billion endowment put a baseball game behind a paywall. It's true. Well, and they, it just also goes to show you how funding works for non-revenue sports. I mean, I didn't know this. Paul Maneri told me this when we were at dinner the other night. Baseball, we all know, is 11.7 scholarships. Even when he was at Notre Dame, I think he told me the number. They only had like 9 scholarships to divvy up because Notre Dame wouldn't pay for 11.7. It wasn't until his last year there that they had 11.7. How about that? That's pretty incredible. Because to show you, even at wealthy universities, they pinch pennies. I mean, think. Remember a couple of years ago, Stanford like eliminated 10 sports or whatever it was. I mean, it wasn't that Stanford couldn't afford it. It was just they were tired of paying for sports that were a financial drain. Let's see. Smash that like button if you would. 95 watching, only 37 likes. If you're on YouTube, take a quick second. Please smash that like button. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. They're the best after-hours clinic. Nights and weekends open. So you need an orthopedist, go see our friends at Brock. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com.
Hudco Roofing, Hudco Roofing. When you need a roof, call someone you know. Scone and Terrio.
All you need is Hudco.
Hudco Roofing, Hudco Roofing. Call Hudco Roofing.
364
1007.
Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. What's up, babe? Okay. Restored Motions. If you have pain, book a session with Crystal Poche, restoredmotions.com, and ProCharge EV. ProChargeEV.com. You know what would be really helpful? I am going to post the ProCharge link. If everybody would take a quick second and just click the link, that would be helpful because it's obviously very new. That's not what I wanted to do. Dagnabbit. It's obviously very new, and so trying to drive up web traffic for Google SEO purposes. So even if you're not interested in an EV, if you click the ProCharge link, that'd be cool. Let's see. Kirk Taylor, what does Matt have more of, shoes or whiskey? Whiskey. Kirk, that ain't even close, dog. I mean, woo! Bro, like not even remotely close. I don't think you get it, dude. I mean, this is years of accumulation compared to 1 month. Kenneth Kyle, Matt, I need a new roof on my house in Georgia. Wish y'all could come do it. Well, Kenneth, one day, Hudco will blanket the entire USA. Now, we will do commercial jobs outside of the state where we have a license. We've done commercial roofing jobs in Mississippi, really all in the Southeast. So, when you talk about large-scale commercial jobs, I mean, some of these jobs that are $500,000, $1 million jobs, like of course you can justify allocating the resources to do that, but we'll get there, man. We'll get there. But thank you. Ryan DeLon, morning, Matt. Watched Jay Johnson's entire press conference yesterday. Jay seems to be great with the media and shares a lot of info about the team and his thoughts rather than just coach speak. Makes following the team more fun. Hope this guy's around until he wants to retire. Ryan, you do see that a lot with baseball coaches. And the truth is, with baseball, um, while there is strategy, don't misunderstand me. There's not a lot you're hiding, like calling plays or what's your game plan on that given day. Like you're giving the ball to whoever's turn it is in the rotation, and you need them to go pitch really well. You know what I mean? Um, you're not changing up your batting line. You know what I mean? Like it's not like there's this great secret. So baseball coaches or managers can't do disclose more because there ain't really much to hide. There's only so much they can do once they put the team out there. I mean, they can't go swing the bat for the guy. Um, I would say in a baseball game, there's 2 to 3 moments in a game where where a manager has to make a decision. Now, I'm not trying to oversimplify it, but in a moment, do you steal here? Do you hit and run? Do you pitch out to cut down a runner in a tie ball game? Like things like that. Other than that, man, it's got to throw strikes, got to hit the baseball, you got to catch and field and throw. It's nothing a manager can do. I think that's one of the reasons that you just get more candor from baseball coaches. But yes, he's great. Jay's great. Mark Vitanovich, what's going on? Let's see. Blaine Burrow is going to be the highest paid quarterback after this season. Well deserved. Yeah. So, of course, after year 3, they can pay him. They can extend his contract or sign him to a new deal. I'll be curious to see what they give him, man, because the Mahomes deal, I know it isn't the highest number annually, but he got like 450 million, right? Let's see. So the highest, Rodgers got the highest per year. So Rodgers per year is 50.2. Russ is 49. Kyler Murray's 46. Deshaun Watson 46. Mahomes 45. Wow. Yeah, Mahomes signed a $450 million deal. Now that's the biggest ever, the 450, but he did it over 10 years. What else? Blaine Smith, Colin Hurley looks like a monster. Hope he signs with us. So that's the quarterback for 2024. I think he's on board, man. It would be a mighty big upset at this point if Colin Hurley ended up going somewhere else. Brand Roban, morning, Scone. Celebrating my 2 oldest daughters, Ella and Audrey's birthday party today, 10 and 8. Shoo! All right, Brant. Congratulations. Happy birthdays to Ella and Audrey. Hope they have an awesome, awesome day. Hope the girls do. And enjoy that birthday party. Y'all enjoy the day, man. Blaine Smith, MLB has banned the defensive shift. Can college still do it? I wish they would. I hate the shift. And I know we've talked about it, but it's like in the game of baseball, in the rules, there are 9 players, and there are 9 positions that are defined positions on the field. When you shift, in my opinion, that would be like a football equivalent of only having 2 offensive linemen. I mean, you've got to have so many men on the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's a rule for alignment. Anyway. Kirk, you rocking with the brownies with the M&Ms. The slutty brownies. Yeah, those are great too, man. Whew. It's like diabetes in a box. Kenneth Kyle, Matt is your brother, an LSU fan, even though he graduated from Notre Dame. Yeah, he is. I would say, I mean, we all grew up LSU fans. So I would say what's sarcastic? Kirk, what's sarcastic? I missed it, Kirk. Sorry, bud. The shoes of the whiskey. Got it. So we all grew up LSU fans. So Brian, I would say he would cheer for LSU against anybody except Notre Dame. The shift is a legal formation. I would love that. I agree. Good way to put it. Yeah, learn how to hit the opposite field or lay down a bunt. It's the only time I'm okay with bunt. If you're bunting for a hit or to score a run, y'all know that. About to get into those combos again. Hang on. Okay, let's see. A couple more, maybe. Let's see. Let's see. Dalton Barnett, how short of a leash will Denver Harris be on? We all know he's due. Just got to keep him out of trouble. I wish I had the answer to that, man. I don't know. The thing I'd like to think is that a lot of the stuff that he did at A&M was kind of like knucklehead stuff. I think it's different if he were. I think we talked about this one time where, say if he were like breaking the law and someone's like smoking weed isn't breaking the law, because there was the report that he was one of the players that was allegedly smoking weed in the locker room. And I mean, the answer to that is yes, of course, that's against the law, so it's speeding, but it's far more, I think, accepted now than it was at one point. So I mean, you make your own, come to your own conclusions with that. But like speeding through the parking garage, careless, immature, dangerous, all that stuff. Yeah, but some of the things like that for which he was suspended, you would hope that that's just like immaturity, that you can grow out of that. So anyway, oh, this is cool. LSU Coyote. I make sure to downvote every video by Matt or with Matt in it. Worst part of Baton Rouge Sports Radio. Please downvote everyone. Yeah, LSU Coyote. By the way, thank you for watching every video I do, and for sharing your opinion. I don't think this is the spot where you think you're going to get a lot of support for that point of view. Like, this is my personal channel. I've done 1,771 consecutive days of this show that people come to this community because they kind of like to be here. So, I'll leave your comment there. I'm not going to delete it. And I hope you have a great day. But you're probably, this would be like going to try to rally support for Donald Trump at a I'm trying to think of something like really left leaning conference at a Democratic conference, something Anyway, it's just probably the wrong audience here, man. But have a great day if you're still watching. Gulf South, we found the downvote guy. Found him. For a long time, there was always one guy who would just come in here, like hit the thumbs down and leave. But the irony of it too is it doesn't matter if you thumbs up or thumbs down. It's still engagement, and like the comment as well. So like the guy who says, that I'm the worst part of whatever, by clicking this link, commenting, and downvoting, whatever, like all of those engagements only grow the profile through the YouTube algorithm. So like he thought he was coming here to negatively affect the show, and ironically, he actually positively affected the show. So thank you. Let's see. Trivia card, or when will Hudco expand out of state? Because that will definitely help promote here. Appreciate that, man. Well, trivia, I'll tell you this, man. Like I mentioned, Hudco does commercial jobs outside of Louisiana. So if you know of commercial buildings that are, and a lot of times those jobs go up for bid. We would love the opportunity to bid on any commercial job like that. And I know the way that Hudco structures deals sometimes with salespeople like that are 1099 or give leads. I mean, that will compensate people for help facilitating deals like that. So anyway, so something to keep in mind, like to anybody watching. I mean, if you live outside of Louisiana or even in Louisiana, and you know that there's a commercial building that's going to be re-roofed, a shopping center, a restaurant, a hospital, this, or whatever it may be, we'd love the opportunity to bid on those. We've developed some great relationships with people outside of the state. Some of whom might be watching right now. They know who they are. I don't think I need to say their name, but yeah, no, we love that opportunity. Let's see. Barry Jocelyn, love the show. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Go Tigers. Peter Finner, I recommend Peter Finner for your fake media personality. Okay. Yeah. That's not bad, man. We could use your name. That'd be good. Bubba Tatum, shift is a mitigated risk. Hit fun around it, make them stop doing it, problem solved. I'm with you, Bubba, but a lot of times people would still rather just give up the base than the the double off the wall or the homer. But I'm with you. The fact that players don't just tap the ball down the third baseline to beat the shift is stunning to me. David Furr, morning, Matt. Got a good feeling about Tiger hoops today. The streak is gonna end. I hope you're right, David. I hope you're right. Jake Matern, who wakes up on a Saturday and makes that kind of comment with a loser, right, Jake? I mean, that's what, dude. You just this is a Moscona rally now, Matt and Drew, 2024. I guarantee he watches every show. Cliff, tell Coyote to meet me for lunch. I'm pretty sure he'll have a change of heart once it's concluded. Cliff, man, you just pray for people like that, dude. Like the comment, who made that comment? Jake Matern said, who wakes up on a Saturday and makes that kind of comment with a loser? That's exactly the point, right? Like, I don't care who listens, watches. I'm humble when everybody does. And if you don't, I'm okay with that. And if tomorrow the collective audience here decided I suck and nobody ever wants to listen to my show or watch it again, I'll go do something else. Because you can't make people like you. It's the nature of this business, man. You cannot make people watch you like you. Even like the most famous, popular people in the world, you put your stuff out there, not everybody's going to like it, man. There are people that don't like the Beatles. There are people that don't like Elvis. There are people that don't like Tom Cruise. I mean, you talk about like the people best in the world at what they do, and there are people that don't like them. It's subjective, so it's all good. I'm mad at that guy, but I feel bad for him that he took time out of his day to go drop negative comments, because that ain't good for anybody, man. Like, seek joy in life, man. Seek happiness. You know what I mean? Like, do things that are going to make you happy. Play with your kids, play with your family, plant a tree, go for a walk. Like, do something that's going to bring positivity to your life and the world. Don't like, when you intentionally seek something out to be negative. I feel bad for people like that, man. I really do. It's like, what's going on in your world that you think that's okay? Like, I could never fathom like going out of my way in my day to find someone's stream content or anything just to go be negative toward them. We need more positivity in the world, man. Anyway, Leon Williams, Matt, where do you get the hard bourbons, Blanton's, Pappy, etc., without being gouged? So I've never owned a Pappy. I have two Van Winkles. I have the Rip 10-year and the Van Winkle Lot B 12-year. But I've never gotten one of the Pappies. So the Pappy starts with 15 and up. The answer to your other questions, it's really about being a good customer, man. Like, look at all the stuff that I've bought, right? Whenever you are a good customer at places, the people that own those places recognize who their good customers are. And when they get allocation sometimes and you ask, they'll sell you a bottle here or there. Hey, I'm really hunting a Weller. I'm really hunting a Blanton's. I'm really hunting an Eagle Rare, McKenna 10. You have anything like that, you got to be diligent, because sometimes you will find things shelved where sometimes retailers don't know what they have. And if you're looking at the place everybody's looking, you're probably not going to find it. Like, so anyway, and the other thing too is you got to get in the habit of of hunting. Um, like we were like every time I pass a place that sells, whiskey, go look and you ask, you get in the habit of asking. Like I found some incredible bottles in gas stations because if they're selling, you know, Jack Daniels and other whiskeys, like they're gonna get an allocation of something, and you never know. So, I was in Atlanta doing Chuck Oliver's show there in the Battery in Atlanta where the baseball stadium is. Well, they have like a little convenience store sandwich shop that had a liquor department attached to it. I went in there and sure enough, man, they had like Cliff's the one who told me, Atlanta had you can find Smoke Wagon in Atlanta. So I went in, bought a bottle of Smoke Wagon. You can't get Smoke Wagon in Louisiana, you know. Um, um, I was in an Albertsons, straight up. I was in an Albertsons. Went into the liquor department. I was like, and I just asked the lady, hey, I mean, she didn't know nothing about whiskey allocation or anything. I said, hey, do y'all ever get any like allocated stuff that, is on the shelves? She goes, oh, we got some today. It's like Rare Eagle something. I was like, oh, you got Eagle Rare? I was like, well, I mean, could I buy a bottle of it? Sure. Sold me a bottle of Eagle Rare just because I went and asked. So you just got to get in the habit of that, Leon. That's how you do it. But if you go into the place where everybody goes, like if you go into, like we always talk about Calandros, you go into Rouse's. Sometimes Rouse's will do drops, by the way. Sometimes Rouse's will take allocated bottles and like, it's almost like Easter eggs. They'll hide them on shelves somewhere just to see, like they've told me this, like they'll put them on shelves and then they'll like stand by and watch and wait for somebody to notice it and then to be like, is this supposed to be here? The reactions are awesome, but you have to be very thoughtful and active in pursuing it. Nobody's just going to walk up to you and say, would you like to buy a Weller 12, sir? That's just never going to happen. Let's see, strong side thoughts on who starts on second base. Do you rotate them out? I don't know that they'll ever settle just on one guy, but I think, you're going to have, I mean, Jay told you, and I've told you this for a while now, but it's Jack Merrifield, Gavin Dugas, Gavin Guidry, and Ben Napolt. Napolt's a left-handed bat as well, transferring from VCU, so that could be an opportunity when you're trying to get another left-handed bat in the lineup. You put Napolt in there at second. If somebody just plays so well that you can't justify not having them in. What if you had a situation where if Tommy White really struggles defensively at third, do you DH Tommy White and maybe move Merrifield to third, and then you could have one fewer part of the rotation? There's going to be those options that'll play out the way it goes. Scott Loom 12, I don't get it. If he doesn't like your sports takes, he can listen to someone else. People are weird. Scott Loom, man, yes, but like you got to understand, that's not new. That's every day of my life, man. That's literally every day of my life. You deal with that, so it just don't matter, bro. I'm immune to it all at this point. The only thing that really, really, really upsets me is if you're ever going to say something about my family, or if you misquote me. Y'all know that well enough because everything I say is recorded. It's on record, video for years and years and years. Don't misquote me. Don't say, you said ... and the thing you're saying I said is wrong. Don't ever do that because that'll piss me off too. Those are the two things that really, really upset me. That and bunting. Bubba Tatum, any idea if Squeens is going to be on Skeens is going to be on managed count this season? I don't think so, no. He's your Friday night guy, man. I mean, they're not going to be careless with him, but he's going to go through. Yeah, there you go. Bubba said, talk to Leah, make friends with your local store owners, find out where they get their allocations, buy from them loyally, they'll return the favor. That's true. I mean, just let the people know, like, times I've gone into a store and I'll grab a Four Roses single barrel, a Jefferson's this, and an Elijah Craig. You go to the counter with 3 bottles and you're going to spend $100. And you go, by the way, y'all have any allocated stuff? Like, they see you're spending money here. You're not just coming to pick from the top. They're more likely to maybe say, oh yeah, you got something. What are you looking for? Or they'll say, what are you looking for? Well, I like fill in the blank. Raymond, hey Matt, I don't always agree with you, but I still catch the show on YouTube, if not live. I don't get some people. You know, Raymond, honestly, you shouldn't agree with me on everything. Like nobody should agree with me on every single thing. That's the beauty of having opinions. We can all have opinions. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. It's just about having convo, thoughtful convo. Austin Kidder, LSU Coyotes, actually a Bama fan who eats all vegan, plays soccer, and listens to Nickelback. I like Nickelback. Well, I like old Nickelback, put it to you that way. Jeff G, watching Matt and T, whiskey and wine after games has made me a Tiger fan, and just the general content of your work. Keep it up. Thank you, man. You see what's happening? This is the point I'm making. Like, the guy who came in here and dropped that comment had the opposite effect. Now all he's doing is just generating responses from people like all of you who are here every day and you know like the show, and a lot of you have become really good friends with. So anyway, TC 5 offensive linemen. The boys only needed Zeke. Ooh, oh Cliff, 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 not Gouldies. Oh man. Cliff Nelson went to dinner with a chick back in the day. She said, "I can't phantom instead of fathom." Never called her again. That's probably Coyote's wife now. Cliff, I never called her again. Oh man. Jeff G, do you have a go-to bottle of bourbon right now? No, Jeff, I don't, man. It's so I've never gotten to where it's like I just drink one thing. I mean, it's why if you came in here and you saw all of this, what's in this cabinet over there, like the way that I always kind of say it is, it's like a candy store. What do you want that day? Do you want sugar cookies? Do you want ice cream? Do you want chocolate covered strawberries? Do you want Skittles? Gummy bears? Like, what do you want? I mean, I got it. Brownies. I got everything. So whatever you're in the mood for that day, which could change day to day, that's what I drink. And then also, whenever somebody comes over to my house, they can drink whatever they want. Like, a lot of the stuff I have is super allocated that you can't find anywhere. And if you do go to a bar where they have it, a lot of times you have to pay a lot of money for a pour. So I was like, so I share. I mean, I just believe good whiskey's meant to be shared. I ain't taking it with me. It's brown water in a bottle. So if anybody ever comes over here and you want to try any of the Wellers, you want to try Boss Hog, you want to try the Four Roses LE, my Rip Tent, come on. I don't care. Try it. Take it off the shelf and try it. I don't care. Will Mulkey go undefeated and win it all? Brambo, I'm going to say no on the undefeated. I think winning at South Carolina is going to be a really, really big chore. I think we could see LSU win it all and maybe beat South Carolina in a rematch on a neutral floor. Brant Roban put $100 in LSU and win it all in Omaha. Let's turn that into $650. Let's go. Don't tell my wife. I love it. Yeah, it's Kirk Taylor. LSU Coyotes about to get skull dragged through the comments. I don't know, right? Jonathan O'Neill. Hey, Matt, making the trip to Baton Rouge for the LSU versus Arkansas series with a bunch of Ark and Fraud fans. Any suggestions where to sit? None of us have ever been to the stadium. Well, if you can sit in the grandstand, I mean, that's obviously going to be more comfortable. You'll have a chair back, seat, big. You'll be in the shade. Your big concourse, all that sort of stuff. That's what I would suggest. Now, can you get tickets in the grandstand? You know, that's tougher. You know, if you're trying to get them through LSU with open seating, you'll probably be in the bleachers, high down the baseline or in the outfield. But if you're looking to splurge, maybe buy some tickets on the secondary market. Your grandstand is where I would, where I would sit. Go to Clegg's and pick out some flowers. Ragged Branch is a great rare Louisiana whiskey. It's so bad. Oh man. All right, y'all. I think we're just about done. Let's see, 10:09. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Gulf South. When was the last time you bought and used yourself a bottle of Jack Jack Daniels? So every year. So for me, like bought a bottle just for me. But I'll tell you. So we host Erica's family for their extended family's Christmas party every year, and I'll always go buy a bottle of Jack and a bottle of Crown because not everybody likes this. That's fine. So like a lot of people like Jack and Crown, and they mix Crown and Coke, Crown and Sprite, whatever, or Jack and Sprite. So I always buy that around Christmas. I buy a bottle of each around Christmas and have it out for everybody at the party. And they can have whatever they want here, but hey, bud, we're just about done with Dad's show.
That's for that show.
Well, then we're gonna get dressed and we're gonna go to Daddy's work and ride some elevators.
And then,
We'll go to Drew's house.
and then,
Later, we're gonna go to Papa's birthday party at Homa's house. Oh, Papa!
Oh.
Birthday's tomorrow. I think it's 70. Was it Barry 70? 73? Maybe 73. 73. Say hi, Dad Show.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, that was so sweet. Okay. Boom. Who do you see?
Hi,
Daddy and
Drew.
Drew. Huh. Mwah. I love you.
Bobby.
Hey, tomorrow's Sunday. We're going to watch some football tomorrow. And we're going to go to the mall. Yes.
Oh,
He's rediscovered his love of the mall.
I know.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Now listen. We're gonna say bye to Dad Show. Why is your lip all bloody?
Bye, Dad Show.
Oh, we put some chapstick on your lips.
Bye, Dad Show.
Bye, Dad Show. I love you.
I love
I love you.
lips.
I love you. I love you. I love you, Drew. I love you, Drew. What do you say?
I love you, Daddy.
Oh, well, that was a feeble effort, but I still love you. Okay. Let's see. Cliff Nelson missed the Rally Frogs that was a lot of fun. Barry Johnson, Lady Hoops Monday night. Will we be watching online from Southwest Florida? All right. And Von Bluesman said, good morning, Drew. Whoops, what did I do? Oh, no. What did I do? Oh, there we are. My bad. All right. Kirk said hi, Drew. Say hi, Kirk.
Hi, Cook.
Good job. Okay. All right. I think we're just about done, y'all. Let me get this little critter dressed, and we're going to get on down the road, go ride some elevators, aren't we? Huh.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Y'all have a great day. Please smash that like button on the way out if you haven't done so yet. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, and
HookAroofing.com.
HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. .com.
.com.
.com. .com. .com. I love you. Okay. All right. Y'all have a great day. All right, let's go get dressed. Here we go. Have a great day. Say bye, Dad Show.
Bye, Dad.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Have a great day. Peace.